With too many questions still lingering in the air, with still return of a character I actually found very fond of. And now you're gonna tell me he's gonna die just like that! With many different revelation, it turns out that things are really getting suspense like in Tokyo Ghoul. Turns out, maybe, or am I translating this wrong? The Washu clan may very well be nothing more than hypocrites. Apparently they've been hunting ghoul since the Edo times. And now you're telling me they are actually helping ghouls? Well, I never liked the Washu clan. In fact, I actually considered that they were hypocrites. Because if you think about it, they consider people that expendable, almost like food. Well, technically food is not that expendable in different countries, but still! Consider so many things expendable for them. I wouldn't say that's a ghoul set of mindset, but the way they consider it is almost like they consider themselves on top of the world, similar to this mysterious organization, V. We'll get to that. In a meantime, in this chapter, we get to talk with this newspaper man. Who was his name? Obra? No, that wasn't really his name. Ogura, who has apparently read the novel but have been refused by the CCG to tell everything about it. Elsewhere, Kaneki and Furata begins to have a talk, and many different, well, for the first time in their lives, CCG are actually on a heavy alert. I mean, they receive calls, many does not support her, many support her, it's about 50-50. And, well, Kaneki has read her 10th novel, Bilia the King, which apparently Bilia is this I didn't know, and I'm from the northern. Said something about it's apparently another name for Odin, and you all know Odin was the one who lacks one eye, so in a way Kaneki translated that this is dedicated to the one-eyed king. And who the hell is the one-eyed king? Well, we still don't know. Is the one-eyed king just a myth that Eto created? Because we saw from her flashback that she is the founder of Aogiri Tree. So how the hell can the one-eyed king be the ruler? No, it must be some kind of history person, or just something she created in order to get people hope, despair, whatever it is that she wants. Well, Kaneki translated this as like a heroic epic on how the protagonist, the one-eyed ghoul, nameless, leads his fellow ghouls as their king and into oppress their in order to oppress those who oppress his kind. But the fact that she revealed herself as a ghoul actually gives a new light to this novel, similar to how many of her other novels have been translations from despair of other pasts. This one seems to take the Washu clan in a different perspective. And apparently for Kaneki, that means that they are somehow really cooperating with ghouls. Elsewhere, Hogi has somehow actually been escaped, despite being, I guess she was thrown in the sea and swam all the way to shore. And so the CGG will plan their attack on Rue Island. Elsewhere, Uryu is having a meeting with his squad, saying they will be probably on the first line, and they will probably try to save Mitsuki if she is alive. And this is actually pretty heartwarming a little bit. I mean, some people still don't really understand Uryu and his personality. I mean, we saw that he was willing to bow his head to that jerk-ass Washu after he seemed to have a change of heart. But beggars can't be choosers when they want something, you know? But again, could this be hints that he's just using him? Is he planning on somehow, well, make bad of Washu? Or is he willing to throw away whatever pride he has in order to get another power and then use that power to destroy another? Because here, he actually told everybody that he's not going to kill Suzuki's little sister. Technically, she cannot be cured. And so a mercy kill would be understandable. And her brother is dead. So even if she was cured, which she cannot, her brother is dead. And at first he felt guilty for that, saying that he's ignoring his last wish. But Uryu also translated as like maybe he feels like Suzuki didn't want to be a burden of all of them. So the three survivors of the Quincy decides that they will unite in order to pay for the treatments. And with them they actually do a one for all stance, like death will not be forgotten from Susuri. And finally we actually see Uryu having a pleasant time with Saiko. Well, Saiko, which is actually pretty sweet. So yeah, maybe that guy Uryu really has changed. But back on Mitsuki, well, somehow has thrown him or she into that dress. It's Torso who says that he fell for Mitsuki because, well, they had the similar eyes. And then it turns out, well, that we all know that Torso is a sick fuck. But, well, somehow it appears that Torso has chopped off not only Mitsuki's arm, but his legs too, in order to prevent him from running away. Finally, Kaneki is escorting Eto to Conchilea, or saying that once it's clear she is a ghoul, she will be transferred to Exia. Kaneki then begins to question Eto what is the meaning of her book. And for Eto confirms it that this is an offering to the king. Again, who the hell is the king? A lot of people has begun to scream, it's Kaneki. And I am beginning to screaming, how the hell does that make sense? Again, the ghoul could just be something she made up, so maybe it could be something new. It's a symbol of hope for all the ghouls, so to speak. And the Washer clan is cooperating with the ghouls. Well, we have no proof of that yet, but we at the same time have proof that the Washer clan are a clan of not good. Hell, even I had a very bad fear. Hey, yeah, let's talk. If everybody's gonna blah about different kind of theories that doesn't make sense, how about I tell you a theory that doesn't make sense? Could the One-Eyed King be the chairman Washu of CCG? Yeah, you feel free to criticize me for that, because in a way that doesn't make sense either, right? But if the Washer clan are cooperating with the ghouls, couldn't it be that a Washer could be a one-eyed ghoul? Then again, there's many things about that. So yeah, I want to say in your face, but I'm not that great about that theory. It's actually a very dumb theory. So this is, after all, this is my way of frustrating about Tokyo Ghoul. And now we came to another shocking part. Apparently, Ukina, the mother of Eto, actually knew of the organization V. Well, I didn't review Veto's flashback chapter because, well, I actually forgot. And the reason why she formed a relationship with Kusen Yoshimaru was simply because she wanted to know about the organization. What? No, really? What? Are you telling me Ukina wasn't just a kind-hearted lady that took pity on Kusen, showed him kindness, fell in love with him, and impregnated herself with a one-eyed ghoul? No. Are you saying that Ukina was some kind of chess master? Some kind of... Uh, uh, what's that word? Some kind of human who actually knew about V and wanted to crush them? And manipulated Kusen? And for some reason actually did fall in love with him? It's almost too much to bear. I still don't understand a single bit of this. But back on this, well, Eto says that the Kings of Law are bringers of chaos. That's the V. And well, of course, Kaneki doesn't believe in this, which is actually kind of surprising. I mean, that guy has seen much. And then Eto begins to reveal the things about the Rize gates. We all know it doesn't respond to Eto. Did it respond to Kaneki? I don't think it did. We all suspected because someone is a one-eyed ghoul. Well, maybe they didn't expect, but I expected that the reason why they didn't read is because the one-eyed ghoul, they may be ghoul, but they're still one-eyed. So it wasn't really clear. Apparently, that's not what they're for. The gates are actually... is that how I can describe it? The only gates they do not shine for is for the ghouls of V. And the reason why it doesn't shine for Eto is because she is the daughter of Kusen, who was a member of the V. And the reason it doesn't shine for King Kaneki is because Kaneki has the Kahu of Rize Kamishiro, who was also a V. A ghoul who fled from the V nonetheless. Yeah, let that sink in for a moment. Because now we're switching to a ghoul I wanted to see for a very long time. Unfortunately, that ghoul is gonna die in the next chapter. I just know it. It's Orca, or Sashi, I mean. And it's actually confirmed. There was some speculation, because apparently Kamishiro is not Sashi's real name. Moreover, it was revealed that Rize Kamishiro was an alias, I guess. Here it's revealed why. Her name was Rize, but her last name was not Kamishiro. Sashi found her on the road, nearly starving to death. Took him pity on her, he took her in, and actually began to talk. He actually taught her to read, and tried to make her find a way for her to live by studying her weakness. And I guess must have taught her martial arts. It's revealed that the name Kamishiro was actually his sensei's name, because we know that's what made Sashi such an awesome ghoul was he actually studied martial arts and enjoyed human culture. And apparently his master died of old age. In a way, I wonder, did Sashi eat his master after that in order to honor his last wishes? Well, nah, because Rize wondered if he did kill his master, but he said no, he died by his old age. So, in a way, Rize was Sashi's adopted daughter. Once they had lived together with a while and Rize got glasses, then Sashi gave her permission to use his last name Kamishiro, so she became Rize Kamishiro. And Sashi's last name of Kamishiro was only taken because of his late master dying. So that mystery is at least finally solved. But for some reason, well, Rize got out of control. We all know her from the original one. She seemed to be vain, selfish, spoiled, and everything like that. And she was overeating. And that exposed herself very much. And she ignored her adopted father. And that eventually drove the doves. And Sashi tried to stop them, but I guess he must have taken the fall and was imprisoned by the CCG. Which is why so many of Sashi's followers blamed Rize for his capture. The reason they blamed her for her capture is simply because if she wasn't so exposing herself, Sashi would not have sacrificed himself for that. And then we're seeing how Eto got on Sashi's good side by manipulating, saying he was gonna he was gonna see Rize. She was gonna take him to her. Finally, the most shock of all, it turns out the other reason why Sashi joined the Aogiri tree, because if you think about it, the Aogiri tree did not suit with his philosophy. He did that in order to watch over Eto, because he was somehow an old friend of Kusen, and he saw how Yomo saved his daughter. Well, where Rize is now, we have no idea. Last time we saw her, she could barely talk, and well, was still hungry. So, yeah. It turns out that Shachi is hunted by the V too. And who is the one who is hunting him? Well, none other than the ace of CCG Arima. I guess this will summarize Arima as a very true villain. The undefeated investigator against a double S rated ghoul who can know martial arts. There is no way Shachi will survive this. Which is bad. I mean, I was actually hoping Shachi had left the Aogiri tree and joined up with Floppy. I know that doesn't make sense, but come on! I wanted him to do that! Because I'm glad we finally are getting the freaking V into this story, but what about the clowns? Are you gonna give us a tragic ending to this manga and say that in the end the clowns were untouchable? Karma Houdinis, as you would call it. I guess so. But what about the Floppy? God damn it! Are we gonna ignore that character forever? Because, well, again, I do not like Kaneki's psychopathic change. But there's... What about the Floppy? Are we still not gonna see him? Amon Floppy or whatever, if it's really him, which seems to hint that it very well is him. Are we gonna ignore that? Well, the suspense is as usual very high with Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm usually very angry about that. Well, because I guess I must be a sore loser, huh? Then next week's chapter promises that the truth is gradually revealed. What truth? Well, we saw one truth. What kind of truth could be greater than this? The identity of Floppy, even if it's obvious. Who is really a member of V? Could Mutsuki be a V2? Well, I mean that arrogant V. Or the other one, screw it. But again, my theory about the Washer Clan, this is going to be a very long review. Actually, I think it's going to be my longest yet. I hate that. Why does it always have to be Tokyo Ghoul that is so long? Maybe because I need to go back and read them because they're so complicated. But I'm going to end this with saying, what's Ukina's relation to the V? How the hell did she know about them? Could she have been a Washu? I mean, are you now gonna sprout me that picture of that woman, that Mitsuru Washu, whatever his name was, that he scratched up, are you gonna tell me that was Ukina? And why am I actually sprouting that nonsense? I don't know, I actually thought it kind of looked like her symbol, but that shouldn't be possible, because Mitsuru is actually 29, isn't he? Ukina was older, so that can't be her. But maybe she is related to the Washer Clan in some way, because if the Washer Clan are cooperating with V, then the only one who should know about a V that not even Ken Kaneki know of, and he actually knows pretty much, at least right now. Well, maybe he didn't know that much. I mean, he was a victim of all this, and eventually he became the victimizer. So maybe he shouldn't know about the V, but still! Only a Washu maybe should know, of a humankind should know about the V. Or maybe she was just very lucky. Maybe she was a detective. Give me your thoughts if you're still watching from my angry review, if you have any.